Hello, guys. So, this is a culmination of all the various piles of stuff that have coalesced within my craft room through the process of completing a commissioned journal and pre-fair projects. So piles and piles and piles everywhere. Plus my challenge videos. So I am gonna go through this. I'm gonna hashtag 1 hour better. I think is what the hashtag is. I'll double check that before I put it in. But um, let's sort through this. Come along with me. So I have a bunch of these folders that I will be sorting into. Not folders, envelopes. Let's get them all going in the same direction. That'll help. I'm going to get them all opened up. Now I wish I had This is one of, that goes in there, this goes in here. Random paper. These have their own spot. These are stencil dyed papers. These have their own spot on a shelf hanging on my wall, so these are going to go over there. I'm going to do these as scraps. This is cardstock. Those have their own baskets. Cut-offs. Garbage. These all have their own. Those have their own space. Copy dyed papers have their own space on the shelf behind me. Like full sheets. The envelopes are going to be for scraps, and then the full sheets are going to go on the shelf behind me. There may be more of these in the pile. I don't know. Set those on top of my die cut machine off camera. These also go on that shelf over there. These, I have a pile of dyed what am I trying to say? Paper towels and napkins and stuff over to my right. Also need my big red box. I have this big red box that I use for like little, like, pushing everything into my pan. Things like this that have been dyed, so they kind of, you know, like edging stuff. So they have their own space. Some of this stuff is just going down into my shred. So I can use those for backing. So those digital print, copy this, put those in this one. Things to fussy cut, I'm going to put in this last one. I may have to get up and get more envelopes. Sticker paper that goes on the shelf behind me. Stamped. I'm going to put this with my coffee dye paper. Fussy cuts. These are Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah for fashion ladies. Fussy cuts. She's got her own envelope, so I'm gonna stick these in over there with Darcy. Just Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. That's her channel. Put those over with her pile. Try not to put too much stuff to where it's gonna hit the fan. Literally. Scraps. Pharmacy bag. Some old mail. Cardstock. Really super thin paper. Goes on the shelf behind me. Scraps, scraps, scraps. Your daughter stick. Oh look, a stencil. Not even open. Acetate. Goes on the shelf behind me. So what I'm ending up doing here is making a pile of shelf behind me that I'll have to then sort through. You know, I'll end up having to do a resort of the sorting. Scraps. Actually, I can put those as backing. More blank paper. Backing. My hand-dyed papers. Fabric. So I bought this off of Temu to see if the building block creatures that I was doing, all the bunnies and, you know, Pan and stuff, if they would fit on a base of this. They don't fit. So I bought a little one. I don't need it, so I'm just gonna throw it in the garbage. I have all these doilies. These doilies were from an Etsy order, and she pretty much sent them all back to me because she didn't feel that they were, you know, they had like a mark in the center from where I had to create relief holes in some of my dies. Otherwise, I couldn't get them out. And she was not happy with that. So she sent them all back to me to redo. So, needless to say, I now have a stack of my own. So book pages. Book pages go over here. More cardstock. This is strips of construction vellum, like cutoffs. I'm not going to save those. Throw those away. Cardstock. Cardstock. Put these.
Savor summer at PCC Community Markets. Stack your barbecue spread
And
with
scraps.
Sweeten the party with organic ice cream and enjoy the freshest produce. Locally grown is at its peak. Visit summer staples each week at your neighborhood PCC.
Those are digital scraps. Printed images, page backing, like tags for backing tags and stuff. kind of what I do when I come across pages like this that have just a little bit of writing but lots of blank space. I can use this part to back journal tags, or journal cards, tags, so on and so forth. There's that. So I gotta scan those again, and I'm gonna write in English what each one of these says and stick it with my stamps. Don't know where I'm gonna put it just yet. Put that down there in my paper. This is a project that I'm trying to figure out how to work on. I bought an old typewriter. But it currently does not hold paper very tight. And so as I'm typing, the paper moves. So I've got to figure out how to tighten that up before I can do it. But I have a whole huge Rolodex of cards. So I was going to cut them down and make my own card catalog cards. This was a digital print I purchased off of Etsy so that I don't have to think of them all myself. Whoops, I just dropped all of those cards. So those, I think my to-dos are going to go into a folder of their own. Let me pick all these cards up. Also, what I'm going to do is pull my little footstool out so that way I can put the box down there instead of holding it in my lap. More book pages. So this one can go in for backing. Same with those. Cardstock. This is me trying to figure out how to get it to go through my typewriter without moving. That was a big unsuccessful. Oh, more of that really thin paper. These. Okay, let's put those in their own. If I get them, let's put those in with the fuzzy cuts. Because eventually those all going to be filed anyway. Cutouts. Cut off. Cut. This goes on the shelf behind me. These go on the shelf to my right. Shelf to the right. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is a construction vellum cutoffs. I'm gonna put that. kind of use some of that. Prepaid pages, so signature pages, using Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media as the digital design for the pockets, and 1920s music paper. I don't have a place to put these yet. I like how Gail stores hers, but I don't really have room anywhere in my craft room that I could store like she does. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do those yet. So for now, I'm going to stick them in an envelope. She stores them in a photo box like this, and I don't have anything tall enough like that. Okay, these are my eco-friend papers. Mine and my granddaughter's. They're all going to go into their own envelope. Let's see. Another one. Whoop! Fan just blew that right out of my hand. Okay. Fair entries. I don't want to lose track of that. Okay. Come away. More napkin. Coffee dye, so there's a pile of them down here. These are cut-offs from a project I was working on. Move all this stuff over so I can get to it. Hopefully, without cardstock, without my fan trying to blow everything out of my hand. See? So these are all cut-offs from a project I was working on. Probably make like a mini journal or something out of that. And it's all my own copy-dyed papers. These are cut-off strips from the tops of 12 by 12 papers. I'm going to put those in the red container down there. Dog print papers. These are going to go out in my niece's project box that's in my living room. Give them their own pile. These are papers that I dyed myself. They have their own space behind me, on the shelf behind me. I'm going to put those on my shelf. Oh, I turned around, I just saw another pile of paper. Strips. Some of these are from paper packs, and they're coffee dyed already on one side. I'm going to put these up here with the rest of them. Oh, sorry if you like that song. YouTube doesn't like me playing it. I have a spare one of these. I'll put with my ephemeris, but for now I'll put it in the fussy cut folder because envelope, not folder, envelope. These need to be filed over in my ephemera. Oh, these need to go out to my Etsy store. And those are out in my dining room. Another file, another file. Pardon me a sec. My pile's getting smaller. More strips of stuff. If you saw my little short, you know that I've got a basket of strips out in my living room. That eventually needs to come into my room and back into my craft room. But that requires me to do this part first. Another sheet of construction vellum. Some more hand-dyed paper. Some more scraps. 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 See, I have a bunch of these. So I'm going to hook these back on their Rolodex, which is over here to my right. I'm going to add that into my repile, my reshuffle pile. Scraps. Oh, look at all these scraps. Let me move that out of the way before I broadcast myself. Oh, it's my birth certificate. I gotta file that across the hall. For now, I'm gonna put that up with my important stuff. Those of you watching, I got this This is a local newspaper from 1991. I used an article out of it, but it's good to have old, for the old stuff. There, I do have a bunch across the hall where my daughter's all that stuff is, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. Envelope. This is tissue paper. I'm going to toss that over there with the dyed napkins because that's kind of in the general area. Instructions for two of the three of the Lego animals that I did. The fourth one is floating around somewhere. I saw it yesterday. Fussy Cuts, Norman Rockwell stuff. No, these were not. Got those in a Happy Meal. I'm gonna put those with my ephemera. Fussy Cut / ephemera. Oh, stencils. Never even opened them. Not sure where those came from. Don't remember them. This is very old. This is 1920s. Let's see, January 1920. I have the rest of it still sitting here in this pile somewhere. These have their own place on my shelf because if I bend them, then it cracks. So they have to be stored unfolded. This is a digital print scrap. It goes in this one. I don't want to go in there. It's hung up on something little. Do I have any more? Nope. I gotta go. Let me go grab some more envelopes. So I will look up this Etsy shop that I printed these from and label their folder. They're going to have their own space. This is a specific digital that I downloaded that has their own envelope. You know what? I don't know that they do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll set that in there for now. I'm going to give it a different envelope for now. Cardstock. Scraps. Digital scrap. Non-digital scraps. Cardstock. Okay. This was not a misprint. My printer ran out of ink mid-print. So I'm sure that part's going to go throw away. This was, I was testing out my paints and stuff. It'd be fun in a grungy journal. I'm going to give it its own envelope for now, because I don't know. I do have a pile that I was saving for grungy, to do a grungy journal at some point. It hasn't happened yet. I have only because I haven't collected enough stuff to do the journal. That was an old blue page. Throw that away. Digital scraps. Cardstock. This is my granddaughter playing with my paints. Cardstock. Feeling like I need to move my cardstock scraps into an envelope. I didn't realize I had so many, so I'm looking over at the pile going, ooh, let's get them into their own space for now. Nope. YouTube doesn't like Van Halen either. That was a lot of cardstock scraps. This was a miscut / fold. Trying to do using my 12x12s. My coffee dyed papers. Now, if I can't close any of these, I'm not worried about that. Cardstock. These are coffee dyed tea bags. I do lose them a lot in my craft room. So since I'm organizing, I'm going to go ahead and give them their own envelope as well. It does kind of seem like overkill space-wise, but I'm okay with that. Oops. Don't want to put that in there. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put these die cuts. Put that with my ephemera. Put that with my ephemera. Non-digital scraps. Laces go. I'm not going to put these back in my full lace drawers because there's not really a whole lot to do with. A little bucket down there on my left of scraps. Let me go. I plug to my surface, which I have now effectively buried. My magnet, binder clips, more cardstock, more scrap lace, and little scrappies. Garbage. These are going to go down in that bucket of scrap. The rest of that stuff. Got two dies that I need to get put away. Reaching very precariously underneath my fan here.
Smoothies. This is the plan. Amazon now. Hey, look. It's Gina. Come join the rodeo.
Those are just gonna go right next to my Sizzix for now.
Everyone's heading to McDonaldland this summer. So come order the McDonaldland.
I'm trying not to like, ow, ow, do that. It doesn't really hurt, but you know, instinct, habit, whatever you want to call it, tells me to say ow when something hits me.
Business owners know every missed call is money left on the table.
Goes up there.
$15 a month,
Washy,
get a
washy.
dedicated business number with OpenPhone. You can manage calls, assign conversations, send auto replies,
Glue.
and skip voicemail with OpenPhone's AI agent that captures leads 24/7. Join over
Just go for my
60,000
journal
businesses
that I'm
using
working on.
OpenPhone. Get 20% off at
Actually, I did something different with that.
They'll even port your existing numbers for free. OpenPhone.com.
So this,
Spotify. OpenPhone. No missed calls. No missed customers.
I don't have a place for yet. That goes over there behind my fan. I'm not gonna like put my arm back there though. As far as I need to go in order to put that away. Just gonna toss it in that direction. Same with that. These are steampunk words. They go in their own envelope. So I'm gonna stick that over there with Tina and Darcy's stuff. This goes in my ephemera. Garbage. Figure out where to file those. So there's the tip to my keeps my tweezers closed. Diamond paint glue goes on the shelf over here. Don't have a place for those yet. This is another scraper. Put that on the shelf with the rest of my tools. This is a project that is coming. I've got about 10 of these little tiny books, and I'm going to take them apart, add pages in between, and turn it into little mini journals. But this one stays on my desk as a reminder. In fact, that's probably what I'll do with these, as I'll use them as signature pages in those little books. They're almost the perfect size. I would just have to trim them ever so slightly. But they're going to stay in my... Stay in there. Stay in the envelope for right now. This goes in here. This gets filed on the shelves to my right. I still don't know where I'm going to put those. I don't have a space for those yet. I guess I could do this. Put them in an envelope. Masking tape goes on the shelf over there. Okay. Look out through that pile. Crazy, huh? Glue my glue back there. Oh, there's the other one right in front of my face. I figure out where I'm going to put those. Because I can buy those blocks. I found out I can buy those blocks individually. So I'm going to save the directions. If ever in the future I decide I want to make another one. Oh. When I move those, I got a big old pile under here. Oh. This paper can go in my printer. And in all reality, this is probably where it came from in the first place. I probably pulled that paper out to put other paper in, and then it got lost in the pile. I really like this really thin paper. It's fun to work with. So I'm going to take these, put these together because these will go on the shelf behind me. Alternate their directions. These will go on the space behind me. There's my other stencils that I was looking for, so I can get the stencils put away. This is a new set. These need to go out into my shop. I'm going to put them closer to my door. I'm trying to put these just on this working shelf right behind me for right now. Maybe not. Put them there. There. So that's all going to go on the shelf behind me in one of my cubies. These are all eventually going to go into one of those envelopes as well. Trying to get my die cut machine closed up here. What is that? lifted up the lid, it sounded like something fell, but we're gonna get my stencil box. Stencils, stencils, stencils. Are we ready for this? And I have stencils that don't fit in there, so they're over here on my hanging shelf, but there's also stencils in here that will fit in here, and they just never made it in.
Camping in the Pacific Northwest, where the Wi-Fi is weak and the snack cravings are strong. Fortunately, Harborstone is introducing the new PNW Cashback Free Checking Account, a debit card that earns 1% cash on debit transactions up to $30 per month on all categories, from bug zappers to graham crackers.
I got you covered.
Visit harborstone.com/cash and earn cash while you enjoy the great outdoors.
And then I have these ones over here behind me.
We got a lot of one. All right, operator. Let's find him a ride to fit all his stuff. Inventory.
These ones are too big, so I'm gonna add these. This little cubby over here.
Auto Trader Auto Intelligence.
Any more stencils floating around anywhere?
Feed your breed to
I don't see any.
Royal Canin Precise Nutrition.
The stencil box goes down there. Oh. Stencil under the stencil box. Sorry to you Ozzy lovers. YouTube does not let me play Ozzy Osbourne. See, I turned around and found another pile. These are all my coffee dyed papers. We're going to add these. Love the way those turn out, by the way. Add those to that pile over there. Anything I dropped on the floor, I'm just putting in my pile. My trash bin. I mean, I'm not going to worry about saving it. So, I have these. These. Oh, I need to put these in my other Edith Holden folder. These are all backed already to be used as journaling cards, tags, pockets, belly bands, side pockets, whatever. But I think they're all like fall, autumn. I could be wrong though, because it's been a while since I did them. I don't remember what all's in there. So I have to sort through that. Yeah, I think that's the end of my random. Well, they're not random. They're just unfiled baggies. Oh, there's that one. Two more. Three more. So these have all got to be moved into zipper bags so that they're not just kind of hanging out underneath my desk where I never see them, so they don't get used. So we're going to call that a day. We are at, it looks like 58 minutes. So yay, we got through that in an hour. Thanks for sitting and walking through that with me. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye.